Who knows the heart of the sea? Who knows its depths? And as I read that, I wondered to myself, are we just the little fishes, abandoning ourselves to the waves to sing and dance and play? Is that what we're doing? And I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't sing and dance and play. Enjoy life, of course, and relish the joy of life. But I think you have to make sure you don't dance your life away. Don't be one of the little fishes. And in Dokodo, that final writing of Musashi before he died, the last thing he wrote was never stray from the way. And I think that's what this is about. All the fun and the singing and the dancing and all the play, it's okay. It's good. But all those things can be distractions. Because there is a path. There is a way. And you know what that way is. You know what you should be doing. And it's hard to stay on that path because it is the path of discipline and discomfort, but it is the right path. And you know that. And it is that path that will ultimately lead you to where you really want to be. So that you can live and you can die without regrets. I think a lot of times people are trying to find the path and they're looking all around different places and different people and different influences. But man, I think so often that path, you know what the path is and people know what they're supposed to be doing, but they just don't get on the path and stay on the path.
Yeah, I agree. Or it's something they felt when they were 8 or 12 and they travel the world or travel through life's experiences trying to find the answer that was in front of them the entire time. And so they come back to see what they knew with different eyes and to recognize that they knew the path all along, which is something that I so enjoyed about this book and the character, both real and certainly presented by the author of Musashi, who is using his experiences in this domain of the sword as a means of thematic interconnectedness. And so unlike Kojiro at the end, he is not just a technician with the sword, although he is a brilliant technician. Mm-hmm. He's tilling the soil. He's constructing buildings, which later he did quite a lot of in terms of architecture and overseeing the building instead of destruction of things, and finding at the highest levels of performance with the sword in felling opponents the principles, the first principles that he can apply everywhere. And that's part of what fascinates me so much about Musashi or anyone who's the best at what they do, is that it could be anything. It could be pottery. It could be sniping. It could be calligraphy. But like the best, they see the depth. They see the interwoven web that can expand from that one fine focus into everything that they do. And I think that, for me at least, is the path. And maybe it's just coming off of a silent retreat that I want to talk this way, but it doesn't strike me as something that is cleanly expressed in an Instagram post or a quote necessarily. It's more of a feeling. Like, you know, if you're sober and take a moment to sit in the stillness, and by stillness I don't mean sitting on a mountaintop. It could just be 5 minutes of silence when you first get up in the morning and observe your own mind and how you feel. Like, you know if you're on the path or not, or at least you know when you're not on it.
I totally agree.
You know when you're not on it. And I think that the feeling of being on it, when you're on the path, it has that beauty of mindlessness, or no mind is what they would say in, say, Zen, the state of no mind. And it sounds like unconscious, but it's different. It's not unconscious. It's not subconscious. It's something else where you feel that you are exactly where you should be, doing exactly what you should be doing. And you're not planning. You're just putting one foot in front of the other on this path that you didn't have to find, because in a way the path was seeking you the whole time. And it's just a feeling. It's a feeling I think that everyone can have, but they get so caught up. We all get caught up. Well, I don't want to speak for you two fine gents. I'll speak for myself. It's easy to get caught up in the noise and the shiny objects. And just like the little fish you were talking about earlier, it's like when you see that lure, to recognize it as a lure is sort of the first step. And then to realize that when you look past the lure, all right, there's a lure 16 inches in front of you, and then you're in an ocean that has endless fathoms of depth. What a journey.